Welcome to the bracket, episode 18. Today, we are doing a bracket of the worst names, and joining me is KB. You see Cheah right there. I've realized that after the fact that I kind of moved all the things around, so I'm probably not pointing in the right direction. Got Nick, got Tommy, Coley, and Owen. This is actually a very interesting bracket. We kind of picked this one on the fly, like pretty last second, but the results, the final list is striking. And I think you guys are going to enjoy it, listeners and participants both. And actually, we didn't get a list. KB didn't submit a list, so shame him.
No, shame.
I was writing questions for Cheah. I'm going through. All right, no names that I hate in this bunch.
Okay, that's good. I mean, I will admit that among the list, there is at least one of us that is on there. Actually, multiple. I think 3 of our names are on the list.
So a lot. Yeah,
a decent amount.
Yours.
Almost half.
It's gonna be 9. All right, we're gonna start with. You'll see. We'll get there. We'll cross the bridge when we get there.
Tommy looks so concerned.
In the chat earlier, Owen was like, anyone older than 22 ends in a Y or an IE, and that felt like a direct shot at Tommy.
You should be Tom. You should be Tom.
I mean, I was Tom. My whole life, I was Thomas, then I was Tom. I only became Tommy because of Tommy Smokes. Like, I never went by Tommy until I was called Tommy Smokes.
Okay. I just want you to know I started typing that before I realized you were in there.
That makes it worse.
Slowly, your EY is different. That doesn't count. I had apostrophe Y.
All right.
That's fair enough. All right, we're going to start off with the left side of the bracket, and that is our 5 seed versus the 12 seed. The 5 seed is Aiden. Aiden, it's a name that Tommy just looks like he's about to.
Oh, that felt like I got punched.
Well, I went to a summer camp, St. Aiden, when I was 6 years old. It was the worst camp ever.
Saint Aiden.
There's no St. Aiden.
There's no Saint Aiden.
I used to cry my way out of every single camp I went to, and it started at St. Aiden's. I just had bad experiences. Not like a rape way, but just, it was not fun.
That sounds like
good.
That sounds like what you should call a person with AIDS. Like, oh, he's Aiden.
He's Aiden. He's Aiden right now.
Oh, he's Aiden. Did you hear?
He is Russian. He's So Aiden is going up against the 12 seed. The 12 seed is Justin. Justin, it's a mixed bag, I think, which is why it's a lower seed. But it was on a couple lists, and Justin is. I feel like most of the Justins I know, with the exception of Clem, who doesn't go by Justin.
What?
Oh yeah, Clem is a Justin. You didn't know this? He's Justin Clemenza, I think, which is a sick last name, which is why you would go by Clem. But yeah, it's a mixed bag, I would say. I think most of the Justins I grew up with were pretty shit for the most part. So I think it's a worthy ad.
You grew up on Long Island. Everyone you met, regardless of the name, was shit.
Yeah, that's true. It was mostly I think 90% of the people I knew were named Matt, Chris, Mike, and
Italian.
Ryan.
Yeah, you grew up around Italians.
Yeah, classic Italian name Ryan.
There was a lot of Jakes by the time it got to me, KenJac.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, that kind of skipped me a little bit. So, what's our first thoughts on Justin versus Aiden? Well, we can just throw straight into the vote. KB, what do you think?
Blowout. Well, Aiden's, I don't think they existed until like 2002. And I'm picturing.
There's a Saint Aiden. There has to be older.
There ain't no Saint Aiden.
I looked it up. There is a Saint Aiden.
That just rolls off the tongue so poorly.
Aiden is whiny, pouty, upper middle class, not great at sports, a little uncoordinated. Bitch. Justin's a fine man. Blowout.
It's good. All right, Cheah.
I mean, I think these are both pretty good names. Aiden, for any Sex and the City fans, great guy. Definitely way better than Mr. Big.
Not us, man.
I mean, hey, we got lots of people watching this. I'm sure a lot of different interest demographics. Aiden Hutchinson, potential number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft this year. I don't know. I don't dislike Aiden. I kind of like that name, honestly. Justin, you got Justin Credible, who was an independent wrestler for a while.
Well, not like Justin Verlander is in your first.
That was your first Justin.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty sick name, Justin Credible, because the IN is with the Justin part.
That's pretty cool.
They also have their own peanut butter cups. It's like the rich guy peanut butter cups, Justin's. I don't know. Justin Herbert, KenJac, you're a Chargers fan?
I know.
So these are both pretty good names. I guess I'd have to go. We're voting for the worst one?
Worst name.
All right, KenJac. Go to the.
I kind of like the
famous
name Aiden, so Justin.
Go to the famous Justin's list?
birthdays, just all of the Aidens.
Oh, man.
Aiden's a much
bad.
less common name.
Not one decent one.
Oh, Justin is
decent
significantly
names.
more common. None of these are real human beings, like at all.
I'm lower on Aiden Hutchinson's pro prospects because his name is Aiden Hutchinson. Like that's a huge reason why I'm not like when Georgia was just mauling him the whole game. They probably were just like, "Hey, your name's Aiden. You had no chance."
Can't stop me.
Look at Aiden Killian. I want him on a shish kebab. Look at this guy.
Yes, you're right though. He's like
Look at the top one, Aiden Mesa.
it's not real. None of these are
Aiden-
real people.
Aiden's the kid who like no one in the class can eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because he has a peanut allergy.
Yeah.
That's-
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I always have
yeah.
him.
So wait, Shay, what are you picking?
Justin is a worse name in my opinion than I like the name Aiden.
All right, Nick.
So the name Justin and people with it, like there's always like the Justin Time. I think the lead singer of Anti-Flag is Justin Sane. That sucks. Justin Timberlake's first solo album was called Justified. Fuck all of that. It's got to be Justin.
Justin, 2 votes.
Plus, if you're a
Tommy.
cool guy named Aiden, your nickname could be Kool-Aid. That's pretty sick.
I don't think that's ever happened.
I think you're switching.
And I would say that's not a cool nickname.
That's gotta be like a top 5% cool nickname. Kool-Aid?
Oh my
Do we have
God.
anybody who makes a username pun out of their name? That's just always
Tommy.
When I hear the name Justin, I think of like a hot dude. Like a hot dude with like his shirt off.
You're
Like,
always thinking of a hot dude, though.
I'm always thinking of a hot guy with his shirt off, but specifically when I hear the name Justin, like he's got a nice tan. Aiden, I just think that horrible fucking summer camp. So there's just way more good Justins than Aidens. There's not a high success rate for Aiden. So I say Aiden is way worse.
All right, another for Aiden. Coley.
I would like to vote for Aiden twice after the Kool-Aid nickname.
Can you imagine if you refer to yourself as Kool-Aid? Like
Only that one. Where is he going to LSU? Where's he going, Steven? LSU or Alabama? There's someone literally like a freshman named Kool-Aid. It was the legal government. He changed it to Kool-Aid.
Oh, but that's cool though. Like,
Correct.
That's actually cool. But if
That's
your name
hard.
is Aiden and you go by Kool-Aid, is
Yeah, no, you got to be real fat and like you can't tan. You just get red in the sun. Otherwise, you can't go by Kool-Aid.
all right. So it's another for Aiden. Owen.
I think Justin's worse. I don't
Wow. That's good. That's gonna put me in the tiebreaker. That sucks. 'Cause
They're
these are
like
two-
tan all year round, and they wear like fighting bracelets, and they're faster than me.
All right. I think between these two, I know a lot of dumpy Justins, but I also know a lot of good ones. We work with a few good ones. I don't know a single.
Yeah,
name.
Mancini's hot.
Yeah, there's just zero good Aidens. I got to advance Aiden. We're gonna move on to the 4 seed versus the 13 seed. The 4 seed is so strong. I wish I could put it higher, but like the top 3 are too strong. The number 4 is Brittany.
Brittany. I know. It's good.
Yeah.
Think about every Brittany you've ever known.
Does the spelling matter?
But like 1 T or 2
I don't-
T's or
I think it's an important question. Names that have multiple spellings, I'm out on all of them. There needs to be a conglomerate of some sort that just picks Like, yeah, Steven, exactly. Like
Yes.
every time I go to write your full name, I have to double check if it's a PH or a V. Like,
V, brother.
correct. I
Remember
agree.
these
V is
names.
the correct choice. If you're using PH, you're an asshole.
And
Yep.
people will then get annoyed if someone spells your name wrong, but you spell your name wrong. They don't spell your name wrong. You're
That was an
spelling
incredible
your own
move by
name.
KenJac right there.
That was the coolest thing in the world.
Silence.
Also was just running like crazy. What you want me to do?
Coley, thank you. I couldn't contain it anymore.
I'm sorry. It was so loud. I'm sorry.
He turned around and snapped at his girlfriend to stop doing the dishes.
She's standing completely still where he's got her hypnotized. Like she's just waiting for a command. She's just frozen after that
Oh
snap.
my God.
That was so mean in retrospect. I just tried to get her to snap get AirPods in. I'm sorry. Wait,
He didn't even turn around.
I'm sorry. On International Women's Day, no less. So Brittany, okay, let's say Brittany. I feel like with two T's is like the standard. So I feel like if you did one T, you're worse. So I'm not sure. I feel like regardless, Brittany's their number 4.
Well, can't you also do it like ANY or
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
NEY?
Yeah.
I'm out on both.
Oh yeah.
Britney
I think-
Spears was NEY, right?
I think ANY is worse. Let's do ANY. Will be the official spelling for this.
Okay.
Okay, and they're going up against, and this is like a personal vendetta of mine. And another one I would have put way higher. It's anyone who uses Kennedy as a first name. I hate that,
Oh.
and it's usually girls, but like or like Kennedy Meeks is a rare example. But like there's any girl whose name is Kennedy, usually bad, usually a bad person.
Yeah. Good looking.
Yes.
Probably.
That's not your name, yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
It's
but-
a wealthy first name, I think.
Oh yeah, big
Yeah.
time. So we'll start off the voting with Owen. Owen, the 4 seed Brittany or the 13 seed Kennedy?
From Brittany, I can like only think of bad Britneys.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend Kennedy, so
Brittany it is. Coley?
There's a sick basketball player named Kennedy Carter, and she spells it like CHEN. Like, just took it in a direction I didn't even know you could. So it's Brittany, comfortably Brittany.
Slightly offended by that, but okay.
Why are you offended by that?
You said CHEN?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. But there's another. I feel like if there's a couple of other athletes where they have Kennedy, but it's KENNEDI, and like
Yeah.
that's fine. But like Kennedy, like my last name as your first name, fuck that. So you're gonna go with Brittany too as well, Coley?
Yeah.
All right, Tommy.
I don't know. To me, Brittany is like it's white trash versus like rich elitist Kennedy. Like it's really two sides of the aisle
Good point.
here. So which of those types of people do I dislike more? I'd say probably Brittany.
I already thought that was a cue up for the opposite direction.
What a twist. What a twist from Smokes.
Nick, what do you got?
I do not like white trash.
when I close my eyes and I picture a Brittany, it's usually a girl that's still like wearing like flared jeans with like some sort of gemstone on the back pocket. Like never got their braces taken off, even though they should have. It's all Brittany's. And when I picture Kennedy, it's like this wealthy, nose up at you, rich blonde, and the incel in me is making me choose Kennedy.
Wow. I actually like that. And you're correct in that there is definitely no brunette Kennedys. They're all blonde. Every single Kennedy that's ever
I
existed.
know two.
Every
are
single
blonde.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cheah.
Mhm.
Wow. Good looking, rich women sucks, right? Like that sounds awesome.
We're talking about personalities, Cheah.
It's Brittany, bitch. Brittany.
That was brutal. That was cool. Dude. You redeemed yourself from Kool-Aid. All right, so Brittany's going to advance. KD, what would you have picked?
Brittany.
Brittany, I would have picked Brittany as
I
well.
would
We're
have
going to move
included
on.
that.
Next
And
up
Aiden.
is the number 8 versus the number 9. The number 8, This is one where like I feel like it got a lot of heat for a long time. Now it's kind of cooled off a little bit. It's Chad. Chad is the number 8 seed. Definitely, it's definitely like ebbs and flows to it, and now it's kind of associated. I feel like a little bit with the meme, like being a Chad is being like an alpha, so to speak. So I don't know. It's kind of tough one to judge. What do you guys think?
I think there was an era when like there was a proper name, an appropriate name to make fun of, and then that got ran far into the ground as the default like douche frat joke name, which now I'm back in on it. That's a good name.
Amazing. They're going up against another name that you could consider a sort of frat name. It's Cody. Cody and Chad and Cody are both they're like dude perfect names. I wanted to put every dude perfect name in here, but like I just couldn't really fit them all in.
Mm-hmm.
Cody was one that I needed to make it because I feel like there are a decent chunk of Codys. Most of them are bad.
Are you thinking of the one we work with?
Oh yeah, the worst. Yeah, Cody Lands. It's terrible. Terrible. No, he's fine.
He's the first good Cody.
You guys think of like nachos and cheese when you think of Cody? Like that fake nacho cheese? That's what I think.
I also think of hot dudes with their shirts off. Cody's another hot dude name for me. I don't know.
No, I think Cody's a country boy. Dirty boots, dirty body.
I'm thinking dirty blonde, hot dude.
I disagree. I think I agree with Nick's assessment. I either think like very country guy, like wears camouflage every day of his life sort of person, like camo jacket, like woodland deer hunting shit. That or like a very dirty kid, a very, very dirty kid in like a regular non-country setting.
The one Cody I know robbed a pharmacy. Kyle, I think you know him as well. Just went and took all the pills. And that's a real Cody move, looking back. I
Cody
think Chad
is
played out. Like Giga Chad, like the guy, the black and white photo of the guy with the amazing, well, not even amazing, just a head-turning chin. There's a soft spot in my heart for him.
I kind of agree with you. KB, we'll start it off with you. Chad or Cody?
Cody. Cody.
One for Cody. Cheah?
This is tough. Because Chad, I'm thinking about like two opposites as far as like Chad Pennington, like country white guy. Then you got Chad Ochocinco, super cool, like wide receiver.
Wait, is the opposite of country white guy wide receiver?
Cooper Kupp takes exception to that.
Yeah.
I mean, Ochocinco, Miami guy, black guy. I mean, super cool. Chad Pennington, not super cool. My lasting memory of
friends
him
with Randy Moss. So he's going to be somewhat cool.
My lasting memory of him is I went to Hofstra and the Jets had training camp there, and he had a sprained AC joint, so he had his arm in one of these things where it had to be elevated, and his wife had to drive him around. So
that is tough.
Very uncool. Whereas Chad Johnson like pretty much invented Twitter, or Ochocinco. So worst name, I don't know. I like Cody Lanza, but I don't really know that many Codys. It can also be a CODI or CODY. So I guess Cody's the worst name, I think.
I know a CODI, and they don't count towards this. The CODI I know is very, very cool. Let's go to Nick.
I'm going Cody, hands down.
Yeah, I agree, and I feel like it's going to end up being Cody that wins, and it's mostly because Chad has played out. Tommy, what would you pick?
Yeah, I would rather my name not be Chad, but only because of all the people who have ran the joke into the ground, where every time would be like, "Oh, Chad." So I feel like Chads have taken enough L's. I'll go Cody.
It's a good pick. They're going to advance. Coley, what would you pick?
I hate Cody. I hate Corey. I hate any of those names that anytime I say my name, they're like, "Oh, did you mean this?" No, I did not. Mispronounced my name shockingly. Chad, Chad gets I feel like because we're also irony poisoned, like we think it's come full circle. It hasn't. Chad stinks. It's an awful name. So even with all my hatred for Cody and Corey and all that, Chad, PU, awful name. That would be my vote, even though it already lost.
Owen, what would you had?
Yeah, same with Coley. I think even though it's played out, it ruined it forever. Like Chad and Karen are both Just the worst words to look at or hear. And Cody, you could go by Cody and Crazy. So,
Oh hell yeah!
That's the thing though. Like the more I think about it, I might have actually picked Chad only because like you can't name your kid Chad now. Like you just can't unless you want them to suffer through all of this shit. Like you could name your kid Cody, like they might turn out okay. You never know. But like if you name them Chad, they're fucked.
Is Chad the birth name, or is there a longer form of that?
I think it's like I think it's a short for something. I don't know what.
Well, I don't think it is in all cases. The only one- Chadwick. Chadwick was cool.
Yes, that was a cool name, but that doesn't count. I feel like Chester. I'm pretty sure is the long form of Chad, if I remember correctly.
Ain't no way.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. But like no one makes
Chad
their legal
Cheeto.
name.
Your name, like Chester's. Why would you ever change from Chester?
Yeah, that's a quick name.
Chad Cheeto. Gotta make that's the Photoshop for today.
That's the Photoshop. He's Chester Cheah with like a really sharp chin.
The sharpest chin. We're gonna have to put that on a shirt later. Chad Cheeto. All right, we're moving up to the number 1 seed.
What's the ammo against Chad? They're just like really hot, muscular guys who fuck over a lot of hot girls. Is that their like big thing?
You make him sound cool when you say that, mostly because it is cool. But yeah, I guess so. Okay, so we're going up to the 1 seed versus 16 seed. I'll start with the 16 seed before we hit our 1 seed. The 16 seed is any Irish girl name. This is Deidre, Sinead, Elf, Finola, Imogen, Maeve, Saoirse, Siobhan, all of them. Every Irish girl name.
I don't think you pronounced a single one of those correctly.
Exactly, and that's why they suck so bad. Coley?
No.
Have you ever seen Ashlyn spelt in the Gaelic way?
It's impossible.
Take a guess. Kyle, I feel like might be the only one who even comes close.
Ashlyn?
Yeah. but
Ashlyn?
spelled-
I don't
Well, there's got to be
what
G's in there.
Oh, buddy, is there a G?
Really?
oh, it's similar to.
Whoa.
I know my name is Eoign.
Oh, yeah. Owen, they add all sorts of shit to for no reason.
Yeah.
Ashlyn Gaelic is Aisling.
Dude.
What?
Fuck that. See, you're proving my point here. You're proving my point here exactly. It's just frustrating. And like those old people might be great. Deidre, who used to work here, great person, but like it's shit. They're shit names. I'm sorry. So they're going up against the number 1 seed, Adolf, obviously. Adolf, can't name a kid Adolf anymore.
People trying to sneak by the name Dolph. We know.
Yeah. We had to pick like one like really bad name to put on here, and like Benito doesn't have the same ring to it. Like Joseph doesn't have the same ring. Like
Just because
Adolf and like
aside, it's just a phonetically horrible name.
that too.
Anything
But
German.
it's also
Maybe we'd look at it differently if he was like a great guy.
yeah, but unfortunately he kind of wasn't.
No.
To play devil's advocate.
To play Hitler's advocate.
No. To play Adolf's advocate, the last Adolf that I liked a lot was gunned down mercilessly in Memphis very recently.
Was that Young Dolph's for actual name though?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Isn't that
I
Jacob
would
Sartorius'
argue-
name?
Huh?
Is that Jacob Sartorius' name?
Oh,
No
that'd be
way.
tough.
No, it's Wolf.
I think it's real. It's just it's Rolf. Okay.
Oh, man.
I want to note Young Dolph's name spelled differently than Adolf Hitler's. Adolf was ALDOF, obviously, and his Dolph, Young Dolph, was ALDOPH.
I'm sure people gave him a big pass because he told them.
His
I mean,
parents
you could always go by Kool-Aid.
so badly that they just bent all the rules.
You talk about making the best out of a bad situation. Just becoming Young Dolph and being like, it's because I like dolphins. And then you don't even piece together. Like, there's not a dolphin within 1,000 fucking miles of Memphis, Tennessee. Like,
Nobody likes young dolphins. That might as well be a common fish.
It's just a regular mammal right there. It's the smallest one. That's a great point. But I mean, Adolf is the name of the worst human in history, so I feel like it needs to be the number 1, and it just has to. I know you're upset, Coley.
I think if we did like an actual worst humans in history, I don't know that he's grabbing the 1 seed.
You know, who do you think is the number 1 then?
I don't know if he was number one in his era. He didn't put up the if we're doing pure body count, he didn't have the numbers of the guy to the north of him.
Yeah.
Okay. But again, that's Yosef's kind of a cool name is the problem here. Like Adolf is just.
Yeah, and Stalin was a handsome guy. He wasn't 5'3" like the other guy. I get it. But
wasn't hooked up on methamphetamines and cocaine, going crazy like a certain other guy. Okay, so we'll just put it straight into the vote. Owen, you'll start off. Adolf versus any Irish girl name.
The Irish girl names are tough, but Adolf, it has to be.
Coley.
I wish Adolf was up against someone else because I can't vote against the Irish girl names.
Yeah, I'm going to make a stand here. I don't want to let Adolf just waltz to a title here. I feel like we're all just going to be we have to separate the man from the name. This isn't Hitler. This is just the name. Hitler's bad. It's still you're a bad person when you single-handedly take a name out of circulation. Like Judas.
Yeah, has that ever? Yes.
Judas has to be the only other one, right? Anyone named their kid Judas?
Judas Priest.
Judas Priest is the only thing I think of. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the Irish. I'm gonna go with the Irish girls' names.
Irish girls' names, 2 votes.
No. I voted for Adolf.
You did vote for Adolf.
I can't vote against the Irish girls' names.
Oh, now I feel alone on an island.
All right, Nick.
I'm not going to let Adolf waltz to a championship. But this round he's taking it.
Yeah, agreed.
Cheah.
Shout out my former boss, Deirdre. Great name. Definitely voting for Adolf. I mean, this is.
I thought you were shouting out somebody named Adolf, and I was on the edge of my seat.
Dolph Lundgren.
I think he was spelled different. It's DOLPH again.
Doesn't matter. Adolf's Adolf.
Yeah, he took steroids too, so fuck that guy.
All right, Adolf's going to advance. KB, what would you have voted for?
Adolf.
Damn. You guys really left me alone here to die on this island.
Just let you know, I would have voted for Adolf too. All right, moving to the other side of the bracket.
Before we get into the next bit, we're going to talk a little bit about BetterHelp. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Relationships take work. A lot of us, will drop anything to go help someone that we care about, and we go out of our way to treat other people well, but we don't often take the moment to take care of ourselves. I've been going to therapy for a long time. It helps out with basically every facet of my day-to-day life, helping me deal with whatever issues I have, but also help how to be able to talk to other people about it as well. And just feels good getting stuff off your chest. And, this month, BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to take care of your most important relationship, the one you have with yourself. It's just like going to a regular doctor, making time for, going to get a haircut, hitting the gym, whatever. You need to put effort into yourself. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp Online Therapy. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/lights. That's BetterHelp.com/lights.
Moving to the other side of the bracket, we got the number 6 seed versus the 11 seed.
Tommy, that was really weird.
I really thought Coley voted with me. I was like, all right.
I thought so too. I was confused.
Stage an uprising.
All right, so we have the number 11 versus the number 60. Number 11 is Casey. Casey can apply to either gender here.
Okay.
Can we get a spelling on that?
No. It's whatever the worst one you can imagine.
Okay.
Wait, what is it?
K or C, doesn't matter. Casey.
We used to work with a guy whose name was KC, the letters KC. And then
acronyms are
I respect that more than Casey with a K, because at that point, if you're going to do it phonetically, just do the KC.
Let's do Casey with the C.
As long as it's not paired with an extremely common last name.
Yeah. then it's fine.
Do we have any examples that you can
Casey Brown,
Casey Wesson. All right, so Casey with the C, let's say. It's going up against the number 6, and this I'm going to limit it. Although maybe I shouldn't, to guys. You know what? Let's make it unisex for this. Hunter.
Oh,
Every hunter I've ever met would never hunt in their life. They are the antithesis of a hunter,
yeah.
antithesis of a hunter. Horseman. They are just not worthy of the name hunter at all.
This guy didn't watch Reality Kings at all.
Oh god.
That was his last name, technically, if you want to consider it that way. That was the MILF Hunter's last name. All right, so let's put it straight to a vote. KB, Casey versus Hunter. What are you picking?
I don't mind Casey as a name. Kind of, especially as a girl's name. I don't mind it. Hunter does suck. Hunter
It is. Jay.
Was that a ricochet flirt?
No.
Kyle with the classic ricochet flirt.
That was not a ricochet flirt.
I think you were ricochet flirting. Huh?
I may have been.
The boy can't help himself.
No, I don't mind the name. We're guys either. I think it's a fine name.
Jay.
I don't know. Hunter. Yeah, like I mentioned, MILF Hunter, pretty cool. Hunter Renfro. Sean Hunter. Well, that's a last name.
I need you guys to say something about the people you know with the name, and or are we doing that? I'm just thinking.
That's kind of like my conception of the name.
I think both. A little bit of both.
So yeah, that's my conception of the name is like those people. So yeah, Casey. Yeah, Casey Anthony. So
that's a good point.
Casey. Yeah, Casey. I just thought of that.
You just thought that.
Oh my god! All right, fair enough. Nick,
That's the cheapest way to make KenJac laugh.
what do you say Jody Arias, whatever. I'll laugh.
So the one hunter I knew, he was shaped and acted like Brain from Pinky and the Brain, and I couldn't stand him. I don't like jobs. I don't like jobs named after professions. So like Tanner, Hunter,
names,
doctor.
Yeah, names
yeah. So I think that's whack. I'm going Hunter.
Hunter it is. Tommy.
I'm starting to think I'm just gay, but Hunter is another name that makes me think of a hot guy with a shirt on.
I agree, Tom.
Hunter, I immediately was like, oh, a hot lax dude who maybe wears like a puka shell necklace. Casey is just such a mixed bag where you could be a guy, you could be a baby murderer, you could be a college football analyst. At Casey, you could be anything. You could be anything with Casey. Too many things going on, so I'm going to say Casey is worse.
Casey, it's 2-2. Coley.
Yeah, I mean, I understand Steven's Casey Anthony point, which I don't think should be thrown out. But I think like one of the underrated, like cool guys of the 20th century was Casey Kasem. I mean, that guy. You're talking about a Hall of Fame Casey.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Hunter. I mean, what are we doing? Hunter's out of here.
Keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars.
Yep. 3-2. Owen.
Hunter.
Fucking seals it. Hunter's going to move on. The number 60, they beat Casey. I would have picked Hunter too. It's just every hunter you know is not a hunter. It's terrible.
They don't like kill their meals.
Well, that applies to most names.
Can you imagine any person named Hunter hunting? I can't.
I feel like that might be because like
well, you're from Long Island.
Like so. Slam Dunkley was not a basketball player. Famously, he does College Crew, as we all know. It was written in the stars that he could not.
Wait, who's Slam Dunkley?
Look up Slam Dunkley.
Oh, he's amazing.
Human
being.
If we were doing best name, Slam Dunkley is winning that bracket.
Oh yeah.
What is his first and last name?
Hey, Rose Slam is his first name. His last name is Dunkley. he rose for St. Joseph.
That goes so hard.
Holy shit!
But like he either had to be the best. He either had to be LeBron James, or he could not pick up a basketball. So if your name is Hunter, you either have to be like one shot, one kill every time, or you can't go near a Bass Pro Shop.
Or just be a really hot guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's 6'4" too. He could play basketball.
Yeah,
That's how you know he's rubbish at basketball. Like, you throw it at him and he goes like this. That's what Slam Dunkley does near a basketball.
Oh my god, he like dribbles up to like his chest every single time.
Yeah.
People ask him if he could dunk. He like, I could dunk a tennis ball.
Oh,
I can slap backboard. All right, so we're gonna move on up to the number 3 seed versus the number 14 seed. The number 14 seed is Taylor. Is another profession name, so to speak. Taylor, and also unisex, could be guy, could be girl. You never know. Either way, usually they stink for the most part. Initial thoughts on Taylor?
Man, I'm struggling to get on your page.
You're not. The Taylors you know are good, like girl, guy, whatever.
I think Taylor's another hot name for guys and girls.
it's a hot name for guys, not for girls. Maybe I'm gay as well. I can picture so many hot Taylors and not a single
You show me a
female
guy
Taylor
named
that I'm
Taylor.
attracted to.
Show me a guy named Taylor and a girl named Taylor. I'm fucking the guy named Taylor.
9 times out of
That
10.
is a hotter male name.
Yeah.
All right. Similarly sexy name it's going up against our number 3 seed, Isis.
Oh, that's tough.
For your first name?
Yeah, it is a first name. It's not very common anymore, but
This is especially bad because it was a goddess. So people were naming their daughter after a goddess, and now it's this.
it's pretty rough scene overall. Let's start with Owen. Isis versus Taylor. What are you picking?
Yeah, ISIS.
Okay, Coley, what do you got?
I don't know that there are enough people named ISIS for it to make this bracket.
Mostly because then people aren't naming their kids ISIS anymore, I guess.
Also, if you pulled off the first name ISIS, it would be so sick.
Yeah.
Wait, what is the matchup?
It's Isis versus Taylor.
Isn't there a porn star named Isis Taylor?
Is there?
Tommy is the guy. Otherwise, Tommy hasn't heard of him.
Yes, there is a porn star named Isis Taylor.
Pretty good.
Oh, gonna save that one for later. Good note, though. All right, so
She started Women in Black.
should it be the other way around?
Yeah, it should be.
All right, Coley, what do you got?
I don't like Taylor's kind of like a soft name, but I don't like hate it necessarily. I'm going ISIS, even though I don't know it should qualify for the bracket.
Yeah, I don't want to end up in another situation here where I'm alone on an island defending a terror group or a genocide person. So I'm going to go with ISIS as being worse.
Another one for ISIS. Nick, you could steal it.
This is definitely the name.
ISIS is a sick sounding name.
I disagree.
Taking away ISIS, dude? That sounds so sick.
It's something to say. I think it sounds like a typo.
That's what I think of ISIL.
Like
ISIS, I think, rolls off the tongue.
but it's still ice.
ISIS is cool, and I would say the people that hate ISIS the most are people named ISIS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Ruin their name. Ruin their sick ass name.
Or you just join ISIS because it's like you just those are the cards you were dealt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess that's the two options.
Taylors.
You have to hate ISIS or join them. I'm going Taylors, but just girl Taylors.
Just girl Taylors. All right, Jay.
Slight tangent. Do you guys know what the Freemasons are all about? All I really know is the Stonecutters, but I've been seeing a lot of signs for the Freemasons. It feels like that could be a pretty cool club to join.
I'm going to throw a challenge flag here. I think Stephen Cheah is looking things up.
No, I'm not.
He's doing bits now, like, oh, what's the news? Like now he's
No,
like,
I really
you
don't
guys hear
know,
about
right?
these Freemasons? Like,
Right by my by the.
What is
the
this
train station I
noted
go to,
secret
right?
society all about? We don't
No,
know.
but no, there are signs in my town that say Freemasons accepted. What the hell does that mean?
You should try to join.
Members of the Freemasons Lodge. Yeah, you
That's
could
what I'm
definitely be a
trying to
Freemason.
figure out. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I remember they had something to do with National Treasure, but beyond that,
All I know is the Stonecutters.
The Denver airport, something with the Denver airport too.
Yeah, they made like that whole secret cavern in
they
the
built
Denver
pretty
airport.
much everything. That's what the Freemasons have done.
I think George Washington was a Mason, if I remember right, or something like that.
What makes you want to join it if you don't know anything about it?
There are signs all over, so I'm curious. And the stonecutters from The Simpsons looked very cool.
Well, speaking of bad names, Mason should be on here.
Another job.
Good
Another
call.
job on there. All right. Well, Cheah, what are you going to pick, regardless of your Mason situation?
One other question. ISIS, the terror group, does that stand for anything? Or is
Yeah,
it
it's
just-
like the Islamic State of something and something.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of steals it. Also, someone named Taylor is on my team, so shout out Taylor. ISIS will get my vote.
ISIS is moving on. KB, what would you have picked?
Yeah, ISIS.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, next up, the number 10 versus the number 7. We'll start with the number 7. The number 7 is Michaela, and it's Michaela, specifically the shitty spelling of it. The shitty spelling of Michaela. You know exactly, like Makayla. That Michaela.
What's a good way?
Michaela that
MC.
name gets me going.
Big not gay Tommy all of a sudden.
That name reminds me of
tits I
fucking
could look at?
titties. And yep, there it is.
So it's Michaela going up against the number 10 seed, which is on almost every single list. Kyle. I mean, you knew this was coming.
Unbiased, I don't think it's that bad of a name.
Yeah, that's why you're biased. I mean, at least you admit it. You just admitted the bias right there. So the number 10, Kyle, versus the number 7, Michaela. KB, I'll let you start. Maybe you
Yeah,
can set a trend.
I don't think Kyle is that bad of a name. Unbiased. Like, I think my middle name Gregory is much worse. Even Bauer is worse. I hate the way AUE flows together. Yeah, Michaela. I don't like that name.
Michaela, one for Michaela. Jay,
Did we just lose Owen?
he's going to rejoin.
Okay. Kyle or Michaela? Have you ever met a girl named Kyle?
Yeah, attractive girl.
An attractive girl name. I've never even heard of Kyle as a girl name.
Yeah, very uncommon.
For Kylie, hot girl name.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say Michaela just because it's spelled exactly like Michael, right? But just with an A at the end, I think.
So the one I picked for this is Makayla. Like,
See, to me,
okay.
this is the hotter spelling. The one that we're doing is the hotter spelling.
what was the spelling you would want that you think is worse?
I don't like
Michael
MC
with an A is
capital
definitely
K.
I hate the MC names because it reminds
So
me of
let's-
like a food item.
Let's do that instead, because I was actually going to put McKenna on here too, but like I didn't want two MC names, so like let's do MC Kayla, Kayla, and switch that instead. All right, so Cheah, what would you pick then? MC Kayla. That just sounds like a something else, I guess, but yeah, or Kyle.
Kyle gets the bad rap with the energy drinks and the rage and the some things that our own Kyle represents, but some things that he doesn't. But no, I kind of like that it can be a guy name and a very uncommon girl name, but pretty hot girl name. So Michaela.
Michaela, it is 2 for Michaela. Nick.
Michaela's trying too hard. It's trying to be too many different names. The one thing that bothers me about Kyle is I don't know how many syllables it is.
Kyle.
At all.
Wait, is it?
This was
don't
like I got in a fight with my teachers about this in like first grade.
How many times does your chin drop?
It's definitely
Kyle.
2 syllables, but
Two.
people claim 1.
Kyle.
People claim one.
The more southern pronunciation is
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, like
I hate
random,
Kyle.
random football field, Kyle Fields, Texas A&M. No association to any names we've already talked about. But yeah, that would infuriate me. It's definitely 2 syllables.
That's a horrible football name, Field.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Football
Truly
field.
bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Kyle Field.
Just one
Really thought about it that way.
How are you going to grind under the lights to that name? Just one iron name.
So what are you picking, Nick?
I'm going Michaela.
Michaela, that's 3 for
As much as
Michaela.
it pains me. Yeah.
Tommy, going with the hot name, or are you going to go with Kyle?
So I have a weird experience with the name Kyle. Whenever I say Tom, like if someone asks me my name, I say Tom. A lot of times people think I'm saying Kyle. And I know that sounds crazy.
What?
I know it sounds absurd, but
People are fucking with you, dude.
No, I swear. Like a Starbucks or like somewhere where I give it my order, Tom, they'll say Kyle. And I always think, what the fuck? And I tweeted that once, and there were a few people named Kyle who said the same thing happens to them in reverse. So I don't know. Tom, Kyle, they don't sound at all alike. They don't share a single letter, but for some reason, and I guarantee you, people will tweet at us and say, yeah, I'm Tom or I'm Kyle, and I've had this happen. If you mumble it quick, people confuse it. So for that reason, I'm taking Kyle as the worst name because that annoys me.
I'm like trying to like word it out in my mouth.
Look, it doesn't make sense. You can't make sense of it, but it happens. And it sounds like I'm lying, but I'm not.
Kyle.
KenJac.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dukes is watching like 8 college basketball games. What's the matchup?
We're doing Kyle versus Michaela, Mckayla, Michaela. And right now the vote is, and you pick Kyle, right, Tommy? So we got 3-1, Michaela. Coley?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it with Chad a little bit. Like, Kyle is a meme of rage, of Monster Energy drinks. Like, it's not fully in the circle of, but it touches like Mountain Dew, Doritos, and Xbox 360. Like, it's right there. MMA, it's all right there. I've got no problem. I feel like Michaela is kind of a cousin to the Irish girl names you were talking about before. I like Michaela better than just straight up Kayla, to be quite frank with you. I think Kayla is a worse name than Michaela. So yeah, I think it's Kyle pretty comfortably.
Whew, another for Kyle. Owen.
Michaela.
Michaela sinks it.
Yeah,
It's a bad name.
It's a bad name. It's a bad name. I feel like most of the Michaelas that at least that I've known have been pretty bad too. I don't know about your guys' experiences. All right, so Michaela's going to advance. Now we got the last matchup on this side of the bracket. It's the number 2 versus the number 15. The number 15 is Anthony. Anthony used to be a good name. Definitely gone down the toilet. Mostly, I feel like it turned from a great name into like a chubby kid who sucks at sports but loves fantasy type of name, I think. And they're going up against the number 2 seed, which is on most lists, which is Keith. Keith's a bad name. Shout out K. Marco. Keith's such a shitty name. I'm sorry. It's just bad.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
Yeah, he didn't choose it. It's just a bad name. So we're going to start with you, Owen, this time. The number 2, Keith, or the number 15, Anthony?
Yeah, I can only think of K. Marco and the uncle from One Tree Hill.
It's a great assortment of people.
I don't like Anthony's worse.
I think the only Keith I knew was a kid who's the only kid we knew that bought a GameCube. So we used to have to go to his house to play it. And he was like, when we were there, he would shit on PlayStation. Be like,
yeah,
doesn't hold a ball, doesn't hold anything of a Super Monkey Ball or whatever the fuck he was playing on GameCube. Coley.
Like, if we're doing peak for peak, which should be part of the conversation, Keith Richards might be the coolest person who's ever lived. Like, he's only alive because of the amount of heroin he keeps doing. Like, his body refuses to tap out. That's so cool. Anthony.
That is cool.
People are definitely dragging it down, but again, peak for like I don't know if this is even allowed. I think I'm going to abstain.
I think you have to go like valley to valley because it's the worst names. If you're doing best names, I think it would make more sense.
Sure, but if I'm trying to find a vote like Adolf, yeah, that's pretty easy to find the fucking valley. Keith and Tony, like I'm passing. I pass.
That sounds like the boys.
Yeah.
Don't ever Keith and Tony.
Oh man, we're causing fucking trouble tonight, fellas.
There's a lot of good Tonys, but I feel like you gotta pin it down to the more.
Well, who's the worst
ones.
Anthony? Wiener?
Nah, he was
Even
cool.
he was like a
Anthony.
He was hilarious.
Tony Romo,
Off of individual people.
Tony Parker. I fuck people's wives.
Tony Parker's a bad guy.
Yeah.
KB, are you looking for phonetics?
I'm phonetics and the general type of person.
Vibe.
Yeah.
I'm going for vibes.
I know,
Yeah.
but I mean, the vibe is gonna be based off of like what we've.
Boys, Keith.
Mhm.
That's
I do hate a one-syllable name. A one-syllable name will really ruin my day.
Imagine not
Yeah.
knowing there was a name
Owen.
and just
Or
coming
Owen.
across the word Keith.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, so wait. Either way, regardless, you're picking. So what are you gonna pick? Give us one.
I abstained. Keep it moving. You don't vote on 90% of these.
That's fair.
Yeah, you're right.
3 times for Keith.
Yeah, wait a second.
I only vote when I need to make a tiebreaker usually, but I'll say my vote out
If it
loud.
gets tied, come back to me and I'll make a decision. But I
Fine.
abstain.
All right, Tommy.
Yeah, I think I gotta go Keith. I mean, my name is Thomas Michael Joseph Scabelli. Like, if I got one more name, it would probably be Anthony. Like, I think that's next in line for me to get a name.
Yeah, but that's how bad it was. They used 6 on you, and they still wouldn't use it.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. But I have an Uncle Tony who I like. I'm gonna go Keith. Is worse.
Kyle, did you point up assuming he was dead?
He's alive.
Dominican baseball player just at a home run.
Yes.
Not Vince knocked on the door to wait, say hi. I think he just accidentally did that.
He ran into
That's how
class again.
society works after that tour he was on.
that really was the baseball point, Coley.
Anthony was a disliked name. I think it's a cool name. Fine.
Anthony, what's the comedian's name? Jesselnick?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have
Bourdain.
Bourdain's cool, but that's not a guy I associate with as Anthony though.
Another heroin guy.
Yeah,
Another heroin guy. Anthony is my
The
middle
first
name.
name that you do heroin on is not great.
It's both of these though.
Yeah, Keith versus Anthony. But Keith Richards is British, so he's Keith, which is cool. But an American Keith, ugh, I don't like the sound it makes. I don't like it. I don't like saying it. I don't like the way it feels in my mouth. I'm going Keith.
I'm gonna look up Keith Richards' real name, and I'm gonna be maybe upset. Nope, it is actually Keith Richards. That's one of those things where rockers would just change their names willy nilly.
Yeah.
So, thought maybe-
That's actually
okay,
that's actually his original name is Willy Nilly.
Okay, so we got 2 for Keith, 1 for Anthony. Cheah.
I have a buddy named Keith, but his last name is Spence, and he goes by Spence, so that should tell you.
Awesome name. Maybe number 1 name.
Yes.
Could be on it.
Also, I mean, arguably Billy Joel's best song, Anthony's song, "Moving Out." So I'm gonna have to go with Keith. Shout out K.
Another one for Keith. KB, you can sync it. And you already know what you're picking anyway, but
I don't know. K Marco. K Marco is a cool name to go by. I think you would agree, Keith. Keith.
so much venom.
Yeah, it tastes bad saying.
All right, so Keith's gonna advance. I don't get to vote again. Shout out Coley.
You would vote for.
I think I would have voted for Keith. Coley, if you had a tie break, give me the vote.
I don't have to. That's the beauty of everyone else voting for it.
All right, before we get into the playoffs of this, we're going to hear from one of our sponsors.
Most guys have tried different ways to last longer, but thinking about baseball, just doesn't always do the trick, especially when there's no baseball right now. Or maybe ever. We'll see, time will tell there. The folks at Roman, an online men's health company, are changing the game with Roman Swipes, the secret to longer lasting sex. Roman Swipes are a clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, and fast acting, but don't require a prescription, which is super helpful, as you all know. Roman can ship swipes to you in a discreet, unmarked package, and each swipes packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. So they're really, really easy to use. Just take the swipes out of your packet, swipe it on, let it dry, and you are good to go. Go to getroman.com/lights, and you can get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. That's getroman.com/lights.
All right, on to the playoffs. Going to start on our left side of the bracket. We're going to do the number 5 seed versus the number 4 seed. Number 5 seed is Aiden. Number 4 seed is Brittany. This is a fucking slugfest. I don't know. This is a tough one. All right, let's start with you, KB. What would you pick? The number 4 Brittany or the number 5 Aiden?
Again, I don't know any adult Aidens. When I worked in child development, there was a lot of like pouty shithead Aiden babies. But yeah, Brittany is a terrible adult name, and from experience, I'm going to go Brittany.
One for Brittany. Jay?
Oof. I mean, I tugged it to Britney Spears a lot back in the day. So,
Hell yeah.
I hate the term tugged it. That makes it makes it sound like you weren't even horny. It was flat and you were just
buddy, I
It
was
makes it seem like he wasn't going up and down. Just
No,
up.
he was
He
just out.
tugging.
He was starting a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we do know that Steve was constantly bricked up, so I don't have to worry about him being horny for things.
Also, tugging implies like backhand almost.
Yeah, I imagine like Coley was saying, like it's all one direction.
Mhm.
You don't know what I do, Owen.
Needs to come out of your dick like two.
Yeah, like it's tube toothpaste. Yeah.
Out of respect to the legend, I'm gonna go with Aiden.
One for Aiden. Nick.
I think Littlefinger, his name was Aiden, the actor that played him.
Aiden
So that's
Gillen.
that's an old ass Aiden. I'm going Brittany here though.
Another one for Brittany. Tommy.
It's Aiden. You're not getting me. Aiden is such a bad name. Brittany, at least there are good Brittany's. We haven't named a good Aiden.
You don't even know any Aidens besides the late saint.
And yeah, the camp, but it's just a bad name.
That's the camp where he got molested, dude. Like you can't tell me it's
I
not going
was
to be his number
not
one pick.
molested.
And none of us.
Not gay.
It's. We can tell how bad of a name it is because we immediately all just said that wasn't a real saint. Like we had to Google verify it. No one believed it. Bartholomew, we know, like, all right, yeah, that was a saint. Aiden, we were like, no fucking chance. It's Aiden.
It's another one for Aiden. Oh, and you can seal it for Aiden, or you can pick Brittany.
I'm picking Brittany.
Brittany, we're tying it up.
It sounds bad. Every Brittany's bad. It's terrible.
So now I'm in a conundrum because every Brittany I ever knew growing up was terrible. Awful people. Rude, mean, malicious, horrible
Remember
people.
Brittany Ferlin?
Oh
Yeah, that's another great one. Fuck.
They can go by Brit. Pretty
Brittany
cool.
Griner, though, she's stuck in Russia.
I was about to bring up Brittany Griner out of respect for
Right.
political prisoner Brittany Griner. I don't know.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was.
shout out-
Had a rough
shout out
enough wallet. She
DeMarcus
listens to
Cousins had
Bracket
a-
tomorrow, and here's this.
Shout out to DeMarcus Cousins, who had 30-9 the other day while Brittany Griner's rotting in prison. Incredible stuff. Okay, so I'm in a conundrum here because Brittany, again, all bad. Aiden is just really shitty too, but I didn't know a ton of Aidens. Most of the Aidens I knew were pretty like whiny and bratty though. I'm gonna go with Brittany though. I'm gonna advance Brittany. It's just such a bad name. I'm sorry. And now we move to the other side. We have the number 1 Adolf versus the number 9 Cody. Another big slugfest.
The number 1 Adolf.
He quite
Cody's
literally
like
was.
the best name in the world compared to Adolf.
Adolf and ISIS are
This is an Elite Eight
destined to meet in the finals.
This is a tough one. This is a really tough one. We'll start it off with Owen, the number 1 Adolf versus the number 9 Cody.
I agree. Not going to let it go all the way, but it's got to be Adolf again.
It's got an easy ride to the playoffs, may possibly Cody.
Yeah, there's
Coley.
some teams that can fight with it, but not Cody.
Yeah, listen, you get the number 1 overall seed. You get these weaker matchups, and you get to advance deeper because of it. We see it every March, and here it is yet again. It's Adolf.
It's 2 for
Yeah,
Adolf.
I've already kind of stuck my flag in the ground of defending the name Adolf. I can't undo that. So
What kind of flag is it, Tommy?
Yeah, what's it look like?
So just a USA flag. So I'm going to. I'll stay on that. I'll pick Cody.
Give us one for Cody.
You're
Nick.
pretty good friends with Cody Lanza. You think his name would be better off as
Cody
Adolf?
is the antithesis of every Cody.
Mhm.
Cody's
true.
a great Cody,
He's an awesome Cody, yeah.
but a man must make a stand, and that stand is defending the name Adolf.
Yeah. All right, Nick.
The one Cody that I know, aside from the one we work with, is Cody Fisher. I'm fine doxing him because he broke my arm. He picked me up and just dropped me.
All right, that's on you. That doesn't say. I thought it was going to be way more malicious.
Yeah, I didn't know
He
you
just
were
dropped you.
No, he just picked me up and dropped me, and he's a year
He
younger
hit you
than
with
me.
a fucking bat. He just dropped
No.
you. You look like
No, he was younger than me. I was watching him.
You
I
got
went to his.
literally dropped in a fight.
Yeah, I was. No, I didn't even. I was watching him. I was like keeping an eye on him for his dad, and he broke my arm. And he lives in Phuket now. If you want to go get vengeance for me,
Pick him up and drop him.
pick somebody. He's huge now. He's jacked. He's DM'd me and apologized for it. I sent him my cast. I was like, I need you to keep this with you. It's like, and so he has like my cast on his like desk. I'm going Adolf though.
He's living it up with some ladyboys. It's Tommy's
Should have
dream.
put
I think
anthrax
so.
in it.
No, I dream of hot guys.
All right, that's 3 for Adolf. Cheah, you can send Adolf through if you want.
Yeah, I mean, after hearing about all these heinous crimes that the name Cody has committed, this makes it a much tougher matchup. But I'm gonna have to
broke
go
my arm.
Yeah, how many people did Adolf drop on their arm?
There's almost 3 million nerves in the arm.
That's a couple less million.
6
than what
million
Adolf's
is
going for.
I'm gonna have to go with Adolf.
I count 3.
All right, KB, what would you have picked?
Adolf.
Yeah, I would have picked Adolf as well. It's too good not to beat. All right, we're gonna send which one of these teams to the finals. Adolf versus Brittany. This is a tough one.
Yeah.
This is a pretty tough one, I think. Fuck, I really have no idea which one I'll pick. I'll just KB throw to you.
Yeah, I still think it's Adolf. I think it's just a horrible sounding name. In the shortened form, Dolph sucks just as much. Rest in peace. But yeah, it's a bad name, Adolf.
All right, one for Adolf, Cheah.
I don't think Brittany's a bad name. I think Brit is a cool like abbreviation, not abbreviation, but like a short form of it. I feel like Adolf could be beat, but it's going to take a pretty powerhouse name, and I don't think Brittany is that awful name to unseat it. So Adolf.
Shout out to Adolf, who literally he killed himself instead of going to a Russian prison, unlike certain Britneys we know.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you got, Nick? Adolf versus Brittany.
So Brittany is a combination name of the ugliest ethnicity of people, the British, and with the ugliest body part on any human, the knee. And so it's a disgusting. It reminds me of those two disgusting things. So I'm going Brittany.
All right, it's 2-1 in favor of Hitler.
You know, Tommy, he defends the name Adolf. That's his brand. It won't change now. I may have to name my firstborn Adolf.
Adolf Scabelli.
Adolf Smokes.
Adolf Smokes kind of work. Well, not like
Dolph Smokes is maybe a little bit
Dolph
better.
Smokes is cool.
Dolph Smokes is a great name. I'll go with Brittany.
All right, it's 2-2. Coley.
Dolph was also the leader of the bullies. I guess he was second in command to Nelson Muntz on The Simpsons. So, I mean, I've always liked Dolph in that regard. So, yeah, I'm going Brittany as well.
3-2, Brittany. Owen.
Brittany, punch it.
Brittany punches it into the finals, beating out Adolf Hitler right at the buzzer. Shout out to our Brittany's. Next up,
It's a big moment for Brittany's.
The number 3 ISIS versus the number 6 Hunter.
ISIS has 2 wins, or that's just the quarterfinal. Okay.
Yeah, we're in the quarter. It's only the 1 win so far. Owen, we'll start with you. ISIS versus Hunter. What do you got?
All right. Well, now I'm insecure about naming people I know with the name because Kyle made me feel that way. ISIS. I'll do ISIS.
ISIS. All right. ISIS, 1 vote. Coley.
I just really don't like Hunter as a name. Like, it's a bad name. It's got to be Hunter.
1 for Hunter. It's tied up. Tommy.
I'm going ISIS. Like I said before, Hunter. I think hot guy. That makes me happy. ISIS. That makes me think of a terror group. That doesn't make me happy. So I'm gonna go ISIS as worst name.
Fair enough, Nick.
Hunter S. Thompson was, I think, a cool guy. And
Another
you
drug
don't
guy.
think of him as your stereotypical hunter.
No, you
But on
don't.
the flip side of that coin, there's Hunter Moore, the guy who did that revenge porn site with this like picture on his Twitter with like I think that meant pussy. And he was the worst. And I'm going Hunter.
All right, that's 2-2 right now. Jay, ISIS or Hunter?
I mean, technically, they're both hunters, right?
People are hunting
So-
ISIS too, for the most part.
Very
yeah.
technically, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think ISIS does the worst of the hunting, though, as far as being a terror cell. So I'm going to go with ISIS.
What do they hunt for, Cheah?
Nonconformists, freedom fighters, Americans.
So they might think they're the freedom fighters, Jay. Who's to say? KB.
Shit,
Yeah,
that's
I think a
real.
hunter is a bad name, and it speaks volumes. The parent it's a cocky parent who thinks their child is some successful warrior.
I agree. So you're picking Hunter?
Who were some other Hunter Biden?
We've named the two cool hunters. Like that's
Yeah.
Hunter S. Thompson and Hunter Biden.
Essentially, little boy,
Yeah.
old former little boy. Hey,
And I just feel like Hunter's a name that's common enough where like you knew at
man's
least,
girl from Euphoria.
yeah.
Was it the Boy Meets World best friend?
Sean Hunter, yes.
Oh, his last name.
That's
yeah,
a-
Okay. Shit. I didn't like him though.
So you're going with Hunter, KB?
Yeah,
All right, and that's going to leave it to me then to tie break, and I'm going to pick ISIS is pretty bad. There is a but coming, and I think Hunter is worse. So I'm going to go with Hunter, advance them, the number 6 seed over ISIS. Next up, we have the number 2 versus the number 7. The number 2, Keith, versus the number 7, Michaela. All right, I'm going to start with you, KB. What are you picking?
Keith. It tastes bad to say.
Yeah.
Easy pick for him, Jay.
Yeah, why isn't like the name Heath kind of spelled like Keith?
Oh, that would be disgusting. Like Heith.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so gross.
There's gotta be one. There's gotta be one.
Go to Facebook right now. I guarantee you.
It was the weirdest thing.
My name's Keith Ledger. That sucks for that guy.
Also, going back to much earlier, I didn't realize. I knew that Clem's name was Justin Clemenza. He could have just went by Men.
Probably not. It's not as catchy as Clem.
What? What do you mean?
We like instead
Like
you want him
the name Men is in his last name.
Why not Za?
Za would be way cooler.
Yeah.
We have one of those.
Menza.
Men.
Yeah. Menza. Yeah.
I think you picked like very clearly the worst part of his last name.
You could have went by.
It pertains to a majority of his readers, I would think.
it's fair. But yeah, I think you're barking up the wrong tree with that one, Steve. I think that is the worst section of the Clem name. So which one are you going to pick, Keith or Michaela?
I don't like either of these names really. I think I don't like Michaela more. It's just, yeah, Nick was right. It just has too much going on. It's trying to be too many things.
All tied up, Nick?
I don't even want to say it. So I'm going to say not the one that's not Michaela.
2-1, Tommy.
This sounds like they'd be a couple. Keith and Michaela sound like they would be a couple.
Abusive.
Oh, yeah.
Mutually.
Very toxic relationship.
A mutually abusive couple.
Yeah.
There's
Keith
wailing
and
on each
Michaela.
other.
Oh, nonstop.
I'm going to say Keith's worse.
All right, Keith. Another one for Keith. You can send it home, Coley.
I'm abstaining again.
You're abstaining again because you think Keith and Michaela are good?
No, I'm just abstaining because it's clearly allowed on this show.
Fuck, I set a bad precedent. All right, Owen.
Michaela's worse.
Michaela's
The
worse.
way you
All
have
right.
it spelled, for sure.
Yeah, which is, again, for those listening, Mckayla. All right. I think between these two, Keith is definitely worse. So I'll send Keith on the number 2. Now it's going to be the number 2 Keith versus the number 6 Hunter. Owen, we'll start with you. What are you picking?
Keith.
Keith Hunter actually sounds like it would be a name. All right, Coley.
Like Hunter S. Thompson's my favorite writer by far, and he exclusively went by Hunter S. Thompson. There wasn't another Hunter like people were confusing him with. He was just, you need to hear my full name because you won't take me seriously if you only hear Hunter. So it's Hunter.
But don't most authors go by their full names?
He was like a journalist though. Like he was just like what he wrote
Stephen
like
A.
a
Smith.
journalist. Yes,
But you
Like
I don't know. People also just say it real. People say it like one word.
for sure. Yeah, but like that's because you couldn't just stop. There was no other Hunters to confuse him with. Like even Hunter Thompson, he was like, no, I want you to know the S is in there as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're tied up right now, Tommy.
I think Keith's worse. I've been defending Hunter the whole round. I won't stop now. Keith, I think, like KB says, it just ending with the TH. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, something wrong about that. Nick?
I guess
Keith.
it's how lisps say Keith.
Keith.
What was a lisp?
You got to frown to say it. You can't smile and say Keith.
Keith.
Where's my key?
You're trying to do like Joe Latruglio asking where his keys are?
Is Mike Tyson asking what his favorite appetizer is, or his favorite like party snack.
All right, Jay.
Yeah, definitely got to go Keith.
Keith's going to advance. KB, what would you pick? I'm assuming Keith, right?
Yeah.
All right, we have a pretty fucking
What was
stacked
the
up-
other? What was the other Biden? Was the other Biden Keith Biden?
No, it's Bo Biden and Hunter.
You're talking about a
Biden.
name that missed the cut.
Bo.
Yeah.
I would. That will beat any of them.
Oh, knows.
I like that. I
Wrong
think
with the
I think
name.
it's
Would you want your name to be Bo?
I think
Bo Roeder?
is awesome. But
Bo Roeder would be tough.
so cool.
Bo Roeder rocks.
Dude, you'd be
Oh.
jacked.
I would be
He
Jack.
would be. You're right, Jay.
Roeder is awesome.
Fuck, and you're like the only one that really worked. Like Bo Scabelia, so I did not. It's not working.
It only works with Rotor.
There's
Yeah,
some
damn
names
it. Bo Bauer.
Bo
though.
Bauer would work.
Bo Bauer, yeah.
Ooh.
Bauer.
Like an American Idol runner-up. Bo
Dude,
Bison.
Bo Mick, Bo Cheah. These all sound awesome.
Bo is
Boche does not sound awesome.
Bo Jay doesn't sound good.
But it's a good name.
Bo Mick sounds like a device of some sort.
Are we talking about B-O or B-E-A-U?
BEAU.
Okay.
Well, anyway,
Sure.
Brittany versus Keith is our finals.
I'm just
We
thinking
have-
off the top. Gilbert could have made it. The Lawrence Larry combo is two giant misses.
Larry.
That could have been, yeah, but there's good Larrys.
Larry Johnson.
I'd put
Favorite basketball player
Eugene
ever.
and Lester on the list. I think Eugene and Lester are pretty.
So what's the
But
match?
like, that's the thing where it's like, how many Eugenes or Lesters do you know? And that you could bring it to the fact that,
You had ISIS on this list.
yeah, but there's this Isis Taylor, the porn star that
You don't know who
KB
that is.
mentioned.
How'd you know her,
she's
Kyle?
very famous.
What?
How'd you know Isis Taylor?
I Googled it.
Oh,
Like,
Right,
what
get on
year
that
did you?
pornography.
I knew there was an ISIS porn star, and I Googled ISIS porn star.
Oh, okay.
That could have
Sure.
took you to a wild place in the internet.
Yeah, you never know.
she also beheading.
When you behead and she keeps sucking.
She fucks like a black widow spider. She
Am I making this up? There's also a Brittany Taylor with like monster jugs, right?
all right.
I'll get to that.
For real, Chet? For real?
No.
I can't believe this is the guy who had a preemptive plan to cheat on his girlfriends in 7th grade. This is the same guy.
All right, KB, just give us our final vote. Brittany versus Keith.
Brittany versus, yeah, this is a good matchup. Battle of the sexes. Still Keith.
Still Keith. All right, Cheah.
Now my phone has just been contaminated. Sorry, what are we doing?
Freemasons before and ISIS. I get plenty of bad stuff on there.
Wait, the Freemasons bad?
Cheah, careful with the blue lights. Looking at your phone.
Oh, well, I'm looking at porn, trying to figure out what.
Yeah, I know. I can see the porn.
Brittany or Keith?
Yes, Brittany or Keith.
I think Brittany's a good name. Definitely. That like fashionable store, Kith, is that Kith or Kith?
Kith.
Kith.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so that's completely different pronunciation. Okay.
Where would it be Kith?
I don't know. I never heard anyone say it. I'm not around that many cool people.
You ever go to Kib Toys? It's my favorite place to go.
Kib. Yeah.
All right, Nick.
You
picking Keith?
Yes.
All right, Tommy, you can send it home right now.
It hurts
Sending it
to
home.
say.
I'm going Keith as well.
Send it at home. I think I would have voted for Keith as well. Coley.
Another abstaining. Abstination.
Owen.
Adolf.
Yeah.
You, Tommy.
Adolf's the symbolic winner of this one. So the worst name.
Big symbol guy.
I'm glad we didn't even let him have this. He probably would have wanted to win the worst name bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to intervene. We kind of. I feel bad. I kind of like. What do you call it? Like Daniel Sterned it a little bit. I feel like we all kind of did.
David.
David Stern a little bit. He deserved to win this one probably. He fucked it up. Anyway, episode 18 of the bracket come to a close. Keith, the worst name. We'll be back next week with a new bracket. I think next time we got to think of one a little bit earlier. We can do best names. If you guys,
I thought this was pretty good for the short notice. I laughed at Steven.
Sneaky, the worst name. Jeffrey with a G. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Toys R Us.
Oh yeah.
Toys R Us the draft.
Oh,
Jeffrey the Butler on Fresh
that's
Prince.
the winner. Jeff with the GEO.
Yeah. Jeff Bloom, like awful.
Terrible name. Fuck. Kind of wish we included that. Okay. Anyway, though there will be the symbolic runner-up for this too. We got a lot of symbols going on in here between Hitler, ISIS, all sorts of cool stuff. Anyway, thank you for listening to the bracket from me, KB, Cheah, Nick, Tommy, Coley, and Owen. We will see you next time.